Lisa here, Front Row Promotions. How you all doing tonight? And we have Mistress Kandi, and we have our guest. We have Martin Motnik of ACCECPT. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey! Yes.
Hey!
Yay!
Have to fit in.
That's awesome.
Yes. There we go. Yes.
I got the memo.
There you go.
Yes, you did.
The unspoken memo that was never sent to you, but you're a smart guy. You figured it out. That's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. I have to figure things out on a whim.
Martin, it's so good to see you again. How are you doing?
I actually have to take this off because then otherwise I can't see you. So now it's good to see you.
There you go.
How you doing? Long time no see. It's been what, 2 weeks? Almost 3 weeks?
2.5 weeks has it been, right? I don't know. It's the last weeks have been a blur. But yeah, we finally saw each other again in person.
I know, right? After Rock and Pod, when you gave me shit in Toronto, you're like, but you didn't say hi to me. I'm like, well, let me tell you. No. No, but it was so good to see you. It's so great to see you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. What an honor and a pleasure. You know that. Okay, so let's start out by talking about the recent tour. You guys just did a U.S. tour and one Canadian date, which happened to be Toronto. I mean, so much happened on that tour. Tell us about it.
Well, let's talk about that date. I mean, that was like really exceptional for us. That was
okay. First and foremost, how's Mark doing?
He's doing good. So, I mean, how do we start? The whole thing, what made Toronto special was, except for besides the fact that it was the only date in Canada, was that, Mark basically was advised not to sing. So it was already the couple of shows before that we did in, it started in Milwaukee, then in St. Charles, Chicago area, and then in Westland by Detroit. And Mark's already like, he caught some sort of a virus. It was not COVID, something that affected his respiratory system and his voice. And the trooper that he is, he pushed through, but you could tell that he was working hard. Mm-hmm. And then when we got to Toronto, he already said in the morning, it's like, I don't know if I'll be able to sing. I'm really I'm having a hard time breathing. He even said that. Oh, so we got to the hotel. We called the doctor. He came, and then we waited what the result was going to be. And so the doctor just clearly suggested, if you want to be able to finish this tour, you should definitely not sing for a few days. And that's where we were at. So we had the discussion, and then we made the decision to still go on stage as a 5-piece without Mark, and then just tell the audience, okay, this is where we're standing. We don't just want to cancel the show. That wouldn't be fair. And so we said, hey, let's go on stage, just tell the people what the situation is, and then we're gonna ask the audience to help us sing, and they did. So it was actually really good night.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was such a memorable show. I mean, we talked about this at great lengths, but, as somebody that actually witnessed what happened, the audience participation and you guys kind of doing your thing, I feel like everybody was rallying for Mark that night. It was great.
Absolutely. They were really like the spirit went out to him, and it was just good energy.
Absolutely. And by the way, I've never heard you sing like that before. Your voice is so strong and so awesome.
Neither did I. No, it was we made it up on a whim, and I heard Christopher sing a few songs, and then I was like, well, let me pick up one as well, and then I just did my best, and I think just adrenaline helped too. To kind of like reach those high notes. And I'm never going to be a singer, and I could not do him justice. Christopher, he would tell you himself that he was also just doing his best, but there is a reason why we have a lead singer like Mark, because those songs are really, really hard to sing. and we just basically, I compared it like that. It's like we were running out of fuel, and all we did is we made it to the exit, and that's how I felt like I was doing. I helped push the cart to the finish line.
No, and that was great. I mean, you guys kicked so much ass that night. I mean, dare I say, you guys went balls to the wall. So
I love it. Yes. You say that my favorite song, and I have to. I just gotta scream. Ah!
I should turn it down in my ears. No, sorry, that was awesome. No, but yeah. So we all kind of got the bug a little bit. I'm still, when I cough a little bit, it's still the remains from the tour, because I mean that's just what happens when you go when you're in such close quarters like a tour bus and you're just all together. Eventually everybody's gonna catch it, and we all had the sniffles, we all had a cough, or yeah. I call it banthrax. That's what I coined it. And but we were able to get through, like with Theraflu and just lots of vitamins. And but yeah, the thing with Mark was really, I mean, this is voice, this is his livelihood, and that's why we said, okay, let's not take a risk. And that's also why we then we took a day off. I mean, then the next day was a day off anyway, but then we went down to, we were supposed to play in Teaneck, New Jersey, and we already started looking around if there is somebody who could jump in on short notice, at least for a few gigs, to do the singer duty, so that we could at least give the people a show, continue the tour, but give Mark the time to recover. Sure. And so we were asking around, and then Jason McMaster from Dangerous Toys, his name come up, and then awesome. I think Wolf contacted him, and yeah, he was like, "Oh my God, I've been a fan since day one. I would love to," and he was available, and then yeah, he basically jumped on a plane and came out. Next day we was there. We played in Penns Peak, in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, and yeah, he basically just from the get-go, he just did an amazing job, and awesome. He did a great job on that show. Then we had another day off, and then that's when we said, okay, that's when Mark said, starting to feel a little bit better, and then we came up with the idea, hey, let's do a couple of shows with two singers, like take turns. Jason would cover more like the vintage stuff, would do more of the stuff that he's on the record with, and then do a couple of songs together, and then of course the encore, like with Balls to the Wall and I'm a Rebel, did it together, and it was just a lot of fun. And Jason brought in some great energy, so he really fit into the band, like he was a part of the band. I mean, the band in general has really good chemistry. Like when we're on tour, we get along great. We go out to eat together. We hang out, and it's really like a good
like family
group of friends. That just do that together. And Jason fit right in. It was perfect, and it was funny because then after he left, so I think he did 5 shows with us, and then he flew back to Austin, and then usually before we go on tour, we have this little ritual where we all stand in a circle and we put our hands on top of each other, and then we choose a word of the day, and then there's always some random words. It's fun, and so we all got together, and it was like, and Wolf goes, "Isn't somebody missing?" Because we got so used to Jason being a part of that circle. And I was like, "Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think we're all here. It kind of feels empty." So it was really nice.
Oh, yeah.
So it was really cool. And Jason actually has a really cool podcast himself.
Cool.
God, and
nice.
I'm so bad now that I forgot the name. But he's interviewed some great people. My hero, for instance, Billy Sheehan. He's done a interview with him. Before I leave, I will remember what it's called.
Okay.
And I will tell you. And you should get in touch with him. He's a great guy, great colleague of yours, so to speak. And a great dude.
Maybe we collaborate or do something. No, I'll definitely.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So sweet.
Okay, so I was curious about the set list from Toronto. I know it was a little bit average set list for that tour.
Right.
How'd you figure out, and how did you sort of narrow down which songs that you guys wanted to do as a band?
Well, we sat together, and Wolf really did that democratically. He called everybody in. We all met up in either the hotel lobby or one of our rooms, and we discussed how we're going to approach this, what we're going to do and stuff. And then it's also, okay, what songs are we going to play? And of course, I mean, the usual ones had to be in there: Metal Heart and Balls and Fast as a Shark. And they had to be in there. And then we were like, okay, what are some good songs where, like for instance, Princess of the Dawn, if we had played that would be like 5 minutes of just me pedaling on a D note and nothing else happening. And that'd be kind of boring. So we would try to find songs that would be interesting, even if they were instrumental. And so that's just what we kind of like decided on a whim. I mean, you have to imagine that was all stuff that had to be decided within an hour, because we were all, the last thing that dies is hope. And so we're hoping maybe Mark's going to be like, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. And so, but eventually we said, okay, now this is not going to happen, but we still have to put on a show and give people something to enjoy.
Right. With a whole lot of class. I mean, a ton of respect for you guys for doing what y'all did. So that was great.
Pulled it together as a team. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was nervous. I have to say, I actually went on stage like, I don't know why, but I feel anxious, almost like I had to do something different or like deliver something that's like
you were out of your comfort zone, so you had to come up with a plan in a quick moment and to put it together fast. Yes.
Right. Exactly.
As a shark.
Yes. There you go.
Exactly.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Look at that. I love
it. Sorry.
Speaking of funny, tell us about the final show on the tour. It was Halloween night. What happened during the encore?
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know what you're referring to. No.
I know what I saw.
So, yeah, it was really funny. So we played in Columbus, Ohio, and it's usually like tradition for many bands to have some sort of a last show joke or whatever. Some people play pranks and the opening acts, but we said, no, we're not going to do that, and that wouldn't be. That's never nice, depending on what you do. But yeah, you can really mess with people when you do that, and so it's like, nah, let's not going to do that. And then I think it was Christopher who came up with the idea and said, hey, you know what? We should all come on stage for the encore and have a white, what is that? It's not a goatee. What do you call it? You call it,
it's a goatee.
Is it a goatee? Just this thing. Basically what I have here. I call it a landing strip. And so I could just dyed it white. But so Christopher actually went to a Halloween or a costume store in so a friend of his in Columbus. He owns a theater costume store, and he got some, I think it was white eyebrows for like theater. and so he got those, and he set them up backstage. And of course Mark wasn't allowed to know. And so he did it all, like went backstage, talked to Jeff, our guitar tech, who's also a great guy. And he said, okay, I'm going to have these backstage. And so he cut them so that they were like straight as possible. He put some duct tape on the strip so he could like rip it off, right? Because it all had to happen like in a second. And so basically, long story short, we go off stage after what we pretend is the last song to give people the chance to scream encore. And then we was back where we have like the guitars and stuff. And then we told Mark, hey, tell something to the people like last show. So we kind of like shushed it away back on stage. And while he was on stage talking to the people, we all put this little white piece of beard, basically, that white goatee on our chins. And because like how he is it, that's the whole thing. He's that's his trademark, the white chin beard, so to speak. And then so we do this, and then he's talking, and we then start walking back up on stage and get in position, and like we're all kind of like looking towards the back of the stage so he doesn't like see our faces right away. And sorry, and then, okay, Christopher counts in, and we get into hung, draw, and a quarter. And we start playing. And then that's when you see, okay, Mark turns around, he looks at Wolf, and Wolf just like, it's like completely shaven, of course, and then has this white wizard beard. And he's already like, what the fuck? And then he looks at Philip, and he's like, and he's got it too, and he's like, oh my God. And he turns around and looks at me, he just collapses. And then Christopher and Uwe, and we all just did it. So like we were 6 people with a white goatee on stage, just playing.
So you all dressed up as Mark Cornello for Halloween.
Basically, yeah, that was our Halloween costume. I was Mark Cornello.
That is brilliant.
So yeah, it was a blast.
I'm just gonna go to the board here for a second because we do have.
Oh yeah, everybody's chiming in.
A couple of comments. Martin, my mother is chiming in. She says greetings, cheers. She has a question for you. She wants to know. She says she loves your solo music. When is your next solo CD going to happen?
Oh, well, I'm still kind of promoting this one, the current one, exactly. And actually, I have just received, after a long wait, the vinyl record version of it.
Yeah, buddy.
So,
look at that! That is so cool.
All the
so
people
you can see who's on it.
Nice.
Very cool.
That is awesome.
So they're all on there, and then on the other side you have the fine print. Version. Exactly. And
we need to do something about that.
Right. And then here it is.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, I love vinyl. I love it.
Me too. Even though I don't even have a vinyl record player right now, but I'm going to change that soon.
Yes.
And so that's happening. And so what my plan is for the upcoming Christmas season, if you need a present, I'm going to have that available for sale. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bundle that with a shirt.
Yes.
Oh, yes. What?
And so this one just says this one just says Dream Chaser, and it's got a little logo on the bottom.
Now, is that only a t-shirt, or can we get tank tops too, or is it just a t-shirt?
Well, I'm a small artist, and I do everything myself, so I will actually do it myself. So that's actually a good idea. I might offer tank tops too, if that's actually a good idea.
Like a lot of the girls would probably wear the tank tops, right?
Yeah, like the real thin stringies. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. You can give me some advice there.
There you go.
Yes.
And another viewer, well, everybody's tuning in tonight. Everybody's showing you some love here, Martin. But I wanted to give a shout out to my Funkle Ron Jones, who we all know and love.
Hey,
who's chiming in.
Ron
He
Jones.
says, my people, and he sends a bunch of hearts. So.
There's some love.
Awesome. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Good to hear from you. I know I can't hear you right now, but when he's usually on the show, I send him some messages sometimes when he's live on air, so to mess with him. And he's got a cool new car. He's very proud of his Ford Bronco.
I know.
Oh, nice.
In all black.
What color?
That's my color.
Black. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, guys, keep those comments coming. If you have any questions for Martin, definitely chime in, and we will get to as many of them as we possibly can. But Lisa, I'm going to turn it over to you because I know you have a question for Martin as well.
Yes. If you could tell us about the European tour.
Yeah, the European tour. I'm just saying it like that because we were supposed to go on that tour 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know if you heard about that. That was a pandemic.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, that is true. Yeah, that kind of blocked
and
all that.
yeah, so that's what happened. So we were supposed to. We did our album in 2020. Too Mean to Die. Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. All the autographs.
See, but this one's special. See that right there?
There you go. Yeah.
Is it all of the signatures, Kandi?
We're just missing Mark. Bless him, obviously, because he couldn't.
Oh yes, that's true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
We need to get you that. Yeah. So the tour has been postponed into 2022, and then it had to be postponed again, and now in 2023 is finally happening. So yeah, we're really excited to go and finally hit the European cities, starting on I think January 16th in Oberhausen, Germany. Oh. And then it's gonna go all over Europe. Unfortunately, we had to cancel the last 3 dates, which would have been St. Petersburg and Moscow in Russia, and Kiev in Ukraine, for obvious reasons, which we're really sad about. But yeah, but we're other than that, we have right now we're scheduled to play from all the way from Scandinavia, which is going to be fun in January, all the way down to Paris, France, Madrid, Barcelona.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
On the tour, I mean, aside from performing, you guys had some days off here and there. I know you and Christopher went to see, let me say it correctly or I'm gonna get my ass kicked, Rammstein.
Got it right.
Rammstein.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay. So you're talking about last summer when with the festivals. Yeah. But when I think toured, and I think the when we play like every day in another city. This summer was just incredible. So we were like in Europe for 3 months, played some amazing festivals. Some of them we even headlined, which is like still blows my mind when I'm on stage. I'm always feel like I have the best seat in the house, and so I just had an amazing time, and we played a lot in Finland actually, which was interesting. All different cities. Then we played in Norway, played in Sweden, played a lot in Germany, played in Spain, Austria. It was fantastic. And you could really tell that people are just hungry for live music. So they were so appreciative, and just the energy was just incredible.
And it was special for you as well because you actually got to spend some time with your family while you were on the tour.
Right, because the festivals, right, obviously happen on the weekends, and because we have our album tour still coming up, we said, okay, we don't want to like book, because that's what you usually do. You book concerts, like club shows during the week to like make it worth being there, but we made a decision that's probably not going to make a lot of sense to do that, because we people are gonna. That was interesting. I was like, okay, where am I?
Here, let's see where we can put it, everybody. Let me see. Oops, there's one.
Let's put Martin on the big screen.
Are you playing? Are you playing with the remote again?
I'm playing the game. Yeah, I'm trying to learn.
It's like
trying to figure out how to operate this thing. Where's Angel when you need him? Angel Alamo.
That's funny. You're doing well. You're doing well.
Yeah.
There you go. Jesus Christ!
No, I have to go. I have to go
Super
here.
Zoom.
Yeah. So
you gotta be like right in the middle there.
That's good. It works. Yeah, and so since my parents and my brother and his wife, they all still live in Germany, I had a good time hanging during the week with them. So it was great seeing friends. It was all around. I could hardly ask for a better summer.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Awesome. Very good. Very, very good. Lisa, keep it going. Keep it going. I know you got another one from Martin. A really good one, actually.
Yeah, there's a song on your album. If you can describe and tell us that one. The Best Is Yet to Come.
Mm-hmm.
If you could tell us something about that song.
Well, first of all, it's a little unusual in the context of the album because it's more of a ballad, and so that was definitely. But we also played it live a couple of times, and it always goes over well. So it's always, especially in a long show, dynamically, it really it breaks it up nicely, and you can see that people really enjoy the change in,
I
in
appreciate
dynamic.
those kind of songs in between after you hear a lot of the faster ones, and then when the slower one comes in, it's just that feeling, and then you feel the music touch your soul, and it's just that, and you feel the whole aura around you is into it, and that just gives me like the wild goosebumps, and it's all it's all about it, it's the passion for love of music,
And for me, sorry, if I could just jump in for a second to piggyback off what you said, Lisa, I felt that 100% in Toronto, Martin, and you guys were doing your thing. Just, you could feel it, the music going right through our veins. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was great.
It's awesome. I have goosebumps on stage myself. So I mean, I can absolutely relate. It's not just, we're not just going through the motions. It's really, and then on a song like that, especially because especially when you feel like, okay, the audience is really picking up on it, that energy really just, it goes both ways. And the song, the title was, I mean, Wolf told me the title, and I'm very, very lucky and honored that I was actually invited to contribute to the songwriting of On Too Mean to Die, which is something I didn't expect. I mean, I had just joined the band, and I was like, I hope they'll let me play the bass on it at least. And but then eventually, Wolf just told me, like, hey, if you have songs, just show me. And I was like, oh, yeah, I will. And which is very smart, because he can always say no. If it sucks, then it's like, yeah, it's good. Never mind. But it's smart for him to do that. To invite other ideas in, because I mean, you never know, you could end up with a good song. And
very true.
So I sat down, and then I gave him two songs in the beginning. One is not my No One's Master, No One's Slave. That was kind of like a song that I submitted as a demo, and then Sucks to Be You.
I like
so those
that.
are two songs that
I like that.
That's a great one.
I like that.
But the best is yet to come. Was that you didn't do it all yourself too? It was sort of a collaborative work, right?
They're all collaborative work. So I mean, I'm just trying to sorry, I should preface that why I'm leading you off track, is because this is how it started. That I was like, actually encouraged to submit ideas. So there was two songs, and then Wolf takes the music and expands on it, and then of course he comes up with the solos and the parts and stuff. And then Mark, being a native speaker, he then un-Germanizes it. And so what I wrote in my school English, he actually then turns it into like proper English, and so something that sounds cool. So it's always a collaborative work. And but they liked kind of like the original idea of what I brought up as in a lyrical way, and so they were like, well, maybe you should write some more lyrics. And so that was then Wolf came with hey, can you try to write something for the song idea, The Best Is Yet to Come? I'm like, oh, that's a good title. So what do you want it to be about? And it was like, well, I don't know. It was like maybe like about he says that actually in his interviews too. It's like, I never expect that I have done the best already. I don't think I've written my best song yet. I don't think I've played my best show yet. I always strive to be better and to still write my best song and still play my best show. That's what Wolf's. I'm quoting him right now. He said that in several interviews already. And so that's kind of like his philosophy, to look forward and say, you know what, there's always, you can always improve, and the best is yet to come. And so I kind of like, I took that idea, and then I sat at home at night, opened a bottle of wine, and
I love it.
see if I can work that in here smoothly. And then I was like, okay, what could I be? And then I just kind of tried to imagine. I kind of had the picture of a king, who was older, and kind of like reflected on his life, and how everything was kind of like easy in the beginning, and then it moved through life, and then with all the experiences and everything that happened, just reflecting on it, and but still staying optimistic and still saying, hey, you know what, the best is yet to come. And that's kind of like where I took it. And I have to say, COVID kind of helped, which kind of sounds weird, but I wrote that, and we were already deep into the pandemic, and the lockdown, and sitting, and I really took it seriously. I stayed at home for a long time and didn't go anywhere. But then I don't want to call it cabin fever. I'm really content by being by myself, but still, like, at some point you're like, it's just like, you start to think a lot. And I started to think a lot. I started thinking about like the meaning of life, and like about our own existence. And so when Wolf asked me to write some lyrics, I kind of like just channeled what I was feeling into those lyrics. Sorry. And still Banthrax. And so that was that. And then again, Mark took the lyrics and tweaked them a little bit, but
then he sang the heck out of it.
And he sings amazing. And that's the thing about Mark. It's like, he's not just a shouter or a belter or a screamer. That guy can really sing. And so those are really like amazing moments when he like does that stuff, and does like really let his voice show, and shows his capabilities as a singer. Yeah, so that's the story of that song.
Yeah, because I mean, you and I talked about this last year. I remember messaging you. I'm like, the best is yet to come. I feel like I'm listening to my own diary, especially the second second verse, I suppose. The one where it says, many times I feel like screaming. Like, I felt like I was listening to myself writing my diary. That's exactly how I felt, throughout this pandemic, and not being able to see people, not being able to do anything, really. So this song really did. It helped me get through it. It did.
Wow.
It's one of many
I'm
things
so happy
that
to hear
helped
that.
me get through it. So I had to put that out there.
No, it's just, I'm very happy to hear that. I mean, I think there's a lot of people felt that way during the pandemic, because you're like, what the hell is happening right now? I mean, this was this was only supposed to go on for a few weeks, and then maybe a couple months, and then here we are, like almost 3 years later, and we're just crawling out of our holes. So
it's just really top.
So
top of the stuff.
It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. And wonderful work between you and all involved. So it was great. I'm just going to go to the board one more time here. We do have another comment and a question, actually, from my mom. You're going to love this one, Martin. She says, my next tattoo is going to be the words Dream Chaser.
Oh my God. Okay.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And she also
that
wants
is
to
good.
know... Well, she also wants to know, Martin, if you plan on doing a solo tour at any point.
I had never thought of it until like recently, that I just started entertaining the idea of what would that actually require, if you know what I mean. So how would that even be possible? And the reason actually why I started thinking that was I went to see Richie Kotzen like a month and a half ago. He did a solo show in here in Nashville, and I was like, I mean, he performs. I mean, I'm not saying I got the quality of a Richie Kotzen, and then he's a fantastic singer, and so. But I was like, well, why not try to organize something that would maybe at least some shows. I mean, I'm in Nashville right now. There's some amazing musicians here and some great venues. So the thought is definitely already going through my head. Like, what if I could at least try to put on a show? So I'm not talking about a whole tour yet, but I was like, let me. I can see myself putting on a which would be weird because like it's probably going to be 3 bass players and a drummer, and everybody's going to be like, play Big Bottoms, Spinal Tap, you know. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to start with that song because I was like, let's get this out of the way. Everybody's waiting for it anyway, and then play my stuff. But I'm not. Let me put it that way. I think it's still far away, but I'm ruling it out. Let's put it that way. I probably would do put on a show on first, see how it goes, and then maybe take it from there.
No, that'd be great. That'd be interesting. I'd love to see that at some point.
They would definitely. I think that the venues would like it because they would definitely sell a lot of beer. Because you know that joke, like what do people do when a bass solo happens? They go get a beer, and my entire show would be a bass solo, so they would sell a lot of beer.
Yeah. No, that's great. But what are some of your favorites? I know it's probably like picking your favorite jelly bean or your favorite child, but do you have a favorite song that comes off your solo album?
Jelly bean and child. Interesting.
I don't know.
That's a really difficult. I have to look at it myself here right now. So what do I have?
Well, you know, my favorite has always been Harmonics. Jennifer Batten was just absolutely phenomenal. I mean,
and she's such an amazing human too. I mean, everybody on the album is just. I mean, the fact that I even got them to play with me is like that's another thing that I have to almost be thankful for COVID for.
Sure,
because that's what made it possible. Because like at that time, everybody was at home and I just seized the opportunity. But that's why I came up with that's at the very end. I came up with the title Dream Chaser because like it was always my dream to play with these people.
Right.
And then, and I kind of made it happen.
Well, actually, speaking of Jennifer Batten, I just wanted to play you something real quick. And then maybe, Lisa, we could go into some fun questions because we got to cut Martin loose here pretty soon.
Okay.
But I wanted to play this for you. Hang on a sec.
I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Martin Motnik. And I know that you were involved on playing on his solo record. The song was Harmonic. That has to be my favorite song off the album. And if I were to be completely honest with you, I try to play that whenever possible at the end of all my shows, just so my listeners can kind of wind down and relax. Because my show always consists of like really upbeat, like heavy music. So I like to wind things down a little bit with that song. How did that come about?
You know, he just contacted me. I mean, that's the beauty of the email. Anybody can write to me, and that's how I get almost all my sessions. You know, I meet all kinds of people that I've never met before, and sometimes I never meet them face to face. I actually did this session before I met Martin on Zoom.
Oh, really cool.
So it's really fun. I've gotten to do some really, really fun sessions, and I love that track. I would say there's a lot of sessions I do that I don't particularly like the music, but I do what I can to bring it up with a solo and do my best on it. And then there's some that they're so horrible that it is. I actually sometimes have more fun because I know anything I can do is going to really lift it, you know? But in the case of Martin's, it was stunning. It just sounded beautiful. And so it was super inspiring to do. And I did another one recently that I really liked.
There you go. I had to share that with you.
Thank you so much.
Some beautiful words by Jennifer Batten.
Yes,
absolutely. Oh wow, thank you.
Yes.
You know what? Hey, let's all get the hearts up. I know my mom is watching. Mom, you know what to do. We need to get a shot of this. Let's get a shot of this real quick. Let's make it happen. My arm is getting sore, Mom. Hurry up. All right, awesome.
No.
Yeah, put my bass clef in it.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes, that is so cool. I love it.
Lisa, we're going to do some fun questions here. Why don't you start this one off?
Okay, I'll start off with, if you were in a hot tub time machine.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Yes, if you were in a hot tub time machine.
You two would be in it.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah, we can make that happen. Sure.
And you're going to set the dial to go anywhere, whether it's going ahead in the world or going back anywhere, just anywhere in time. Where would you go?
Do I get to come back or do I get to stay there?
Oh, you can come back, but if you like it, you can stay there.
Oh, okay. So, oh wow, I really have to think about. If I knew I could come back, I would probably go there. I would go to next Saturday, get the Powerball numbers, and then come back and win the lottery.
Yes.
There you go. Yes.
Brilliant.
That's what you do.
Brilliant.
Oh, that is perfect. I never heard that answer in all of the questions, all the bands that we've
asked.
That's
the best one we've had so far.
That is,
Lisa. Yeah.
That is the best one, because I'll follow you with that one. That's the perfect answer. I love it.
That's great.
Absolutely.
You're gonna love my question now, Martin.
You're gonna love it.
If you were stranded on a desert island, what 5 items would you want to bring with you?
Do I have electricity on the island? Okay.
I don't know.
Because if I'd say like my computer or something, then I mean it's gonna last 2 days, and then that's just a paperweight. I don't know. I don't want to be. I'm very analytical and I'm very like practical. So my answer is probably gonna be not very funny. Of course, I'll take a bass guitar. Of course. Probably a journal.
Now, would you take a 5-string, a 4-string, a 6-string? Would you take your fretless bass?
Probably a 6-string, so I have spare strings if one breaks.
Just don't break the G string. The G string cannot be broken.
That's usually the one that breaks first.
Shit.
That's also the one that gives you the most trouble.
No kidding.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome.
That's nice. Oh, thanks.
Very cool. Well, five items is a lot. So if I want to be practical, then I would be like, yeah, a guitar, a lighter, a knife, a book, and I don't know, a mask to dive in the water.
Aha. Okay. Very cool.
That's it. Sorry, not a very fun answer.
Right.
No, it's perfect.
Right.
Every answer is unique. That's why I love asking it. So
me too. Yes. So, what would be on your craziest thing to do on your bucket list?
It could be like musically related. Could be something in your personal life.
Anything that you want to do.
Does it have to be achievable?
No.
I would say I want to play a concert with
Dream Chaser. Let's be
Joe Satriani and Paul Gilbert, but that's probably asking for too much. I would like to go into outer space and at least see.
Oh my God!
That is so funny, Lisa. Every time you ask me that question, what do I tell you?
That's what you say. That's what. Oh my God! Yes.
Time.
Yes.
I'm like, if Elon Musk could give me like $55 million, I would love to go up in Blue Origin. I'd love to do that.
Well, they're talking about having some sort of a hot air balloon that's gonna at least get you into the stratosphere or past the stratosphere. You will be basically seeing planet Earth from above.
That's Blue
And
Origin. It takes you right to the edge of space, doesn't it?
is that what it is? Okay.
I think so. So basically,
because I went to, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say it goes up. It's a 12-minute flight. The bottom compartment disconnects, and then there's like, what did they say? A minute of weightlessness, and then it floats back down to the Earth, and you can see everything.
Wow.
Okay, no, that's a different one, because I went to there's this music convention in Austin. It's called South by Southwest, and I went there. It was in March this year, and there was this one company, and they were basically crowdfunding. They would make an advertisement for that, and they had this simulator, so you would actually sit inside and see how it would look and feel, and that doesn't have the zero gravity thing, but it lifts you up, and then you're up there, and you can look out the window, and then you basically see the curvature of the Earth. Sorry, flat Earth from above.
Oh Jesus!
And then you go back down, and then you land. And I think they're gonna do it somewhere outside of Vegas. Is one of the places where that's where they had it simulated. And I think that was not 55 million. I think they want either 100 or 150,000 for a flight. Which is but it's like everything, you know, they start with expensive prices for some people, and then the longer it goes, the more the price comes down, and it gets more achievable. So it might still take another 30-40 years till we can do it. I can afford it, but that'd be something to do.
There you go.
That would be like the ultimate item on my bucket list.
Ouch.
Yeah, because I dove into another world a few years ago when I started scuba diving, and that's another really awesome thing I always wanted to do, and that's something I can only recommend, because it's almost like flying, because you're completely weightless, and it's really not it's definitely not dangerous, and it's also it requires very little effort, but like you're completely in a different environment. It's almost like being in space. It's a completely different world. So that's something that was on my bucket list that I checked off. So nice. I can only recommend that.
Really cool. Really, really cool.
I like it. What was your first concert that you went to when you were younger?
June 29th, 1985. Deep Purple reunion tour.
Nice.
Was a 5-day, not 5 days, it was a 5 band festival.
Right.
And so this Mountain was there, Roger Chapman. There was a German band that opened for them, like a comedy band. Forgot the fourth band, but I was like, I think I was 12, and I went with my brother. My brother's 6 years older. He was very influential in my like whole musical career and stuff. And then, and so we went, and that was my first concert. And funny side story.
As well?
He's a recording engineer. He's the one who mixed my album.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So he did that. But cool. So Deep Purple, that was my first concert, and this year we actually got to play with Deep Purple in Finland. So I met them personally.
Nice.
And, I saw that.
So cool. Yeah.
And so I talked to them, and I told them that. I said, "Hey, you guys were my first concert I ever saw." And I told them 1985 in Mannheim. And Ian Gillan goes, "I remember that show. There is actually there's a bootleg recording on YouTube." And I said, "I know, I have it." So and so that's I found it like years ago when I was like browsing around, and then it popped up somehow. So somebody recorded that whole concert on audio. So it's not video, it's just audio, but it's like it's so awesome that I can actually hear my very first concert as a real recording of it.
That's
awesome.
Oh,
that's so cool.
Martin, what's the weirdest question you've ever been asked, whether it's in an interview or by a fan at a show? What's the weirdest question you've ever been asked?
This one. What's the weirdest question? I don't know. I can't really think of one. But actually, recently, I did an interview together with Wolf.
Mhm.
So we were both interviewed, and the interviewer asked us, "So why don't you have more songs on the charts? So like why don't you write like more commercially successful songs?" And we're like,
Oh,
I don't know. Do you know the formula? Do you know how to write a song that is guaranteed? So it was really strange. We were both kind of like a little dumbfounded. It's like, what do you say to that?
Oh
It's
my
like, why don't you write a
God.
hit? Don't you think we're trying? Or
Wow.
I mean,
God.
don't you think we're not trying? So
oh man.
that was an interesting one. We were both like, okay, I know we have to save face here right now and try to give like a okay answer, but in reality, it's like, the fuck do you think we're trying to do? So
man.
there is a weird question.
That is, yeah. No, wow.
That's crazy.
What about funny? Oh, Chloe.
Hey,
What a
doggy.
Uh-oh.
She's good. She's good. Okay, go ahead.
So, what's the funniest thing that you've ever witnessed while performing or at a show?
Yeah, I got something just
Okay.
recently. So that was, I don't remember exactly which festival. It was one of the summer festivals that we played. It's during the day. I think
just this past year.
this summer, yeah, just a few months ago.
Okay.
And so we're on stage, we're playing. It was during daytime still, but it was like a bunch of people and lots of people crowd surfing. So like it was almost like a stream of people was just coming on top of other people, just falling into the pit and then walking away.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So just like one after the other,
Yeah, so
and
the tour has been...
what? I can hear myself. I hear voices.
No, I'm just going to the board and I forgot to turn the volume down. My bad. Sorry. Go on.
Okay. And so we're standing watching them, so everything's going well, and all of a sudden there is a huge tractor tire, like more than half as tall as me, like this big. Like I have to like this big.
Wow.
Out of nowhere, this tire was on top of the people, and they were just like pushing it forward, and we're like playing there, standing like, what's that guy? Who brought a massive tire to a concert and made it crowd surf?
Oh my God. I can
And
picture
so-
like a beach ball, how they used to do the beach balls like at M3 out in the lawn seats.
Something,
you have
right?
but-
A beach
but a
ball
tire?
or whatever. A massive, big old tractor tire, and so they push it to the front, and then it like bounces into the pit area, and security kind of takes it and just rolls it away, and like nothing happened, and we're like, what the hell was that? So that just happened.
Oh, that's good. Oh, wow. All right. So we are almost running out of time. I know you got to get going here pretty soon. So we want you to get everything done because I know you've got some busy things happening, lots of things coming up.
Yep.
So what is next? You mentioned that next year there's another European tour in the works. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we're gonna tour the album now finally in Europe. That starts on January 16th in Germany, and then it's on the website ACCECPTworldwide.com. So we're really looking forward to that. And something that we're also really looking forward to is that's what we did the first time now on this just recent tour that we just did here in America is the VIP. We call it the VIP experience. So it's the meet and greet.
Oh,
And
wow.
there you go. Exactly.
That's nice. There you go.
And so what that is you will have the chance to meet the band. You will bring you backstage. You get to talk to basically everybody in the band. We're gonna sign whatever you have. We're gonna give you some autograph stuff. We're gonna give you a little
Nice.
goodie bag that Kandi's about to show you. There you go.
There it is. How you like that?
And we're gonna take some. There you go. Yeah, right. That's something too. And we'll take a photo, and then the photo is gonna be on the website. So Kandi, you're on our website. So when you go on acceptworldwide.com and go on to Fan Zone, you see the VIP experience photos, and then you see each day.
I'm trying to
there
put Kandi on the big screen, and I did me, and I don't want me on the big screen. How do I get out of this? Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. 1 minute.
I ask that question all the time.
How do I
get out of this?
How do I get out of here?
What did I get myself into, and how do I get myself out of this?
How do we go? Here we go.
That'll do.
I'm trying to put her.
Yeah, so we have this custom pics, and so you can go on the website, and then you can book the VIP experience, and then because we thought, I mean, we sign these, right? So we love talking to the fans and friends, and so we said, hey, why not do this before the show, and then have like a little one-on-one with the people. So and so we're gonna do that in Europe as well. Nice. So that's gonna be really cool. And
and you said that people can get that on the website, correct?
Yeah. So ACCECPTworldwide.com is the website, and you can just go on. It's right on the front page, VIP experience, or on the tour dates page. You see a link on top, and you just go there, and you can do that. And so that's the plan for January, February in Europe, and then we have some dates already scheduled in South America in April. So we'll be down in Chile, Argentina for me the first time, Brazil a few dates, and I think they're still working on adding other dates. That's what's in the books for now. I know there's other stuff they're working on, but I don't even know. I usually hear of the dates when they're announced,
right? When it comes out,
which is right. So I don't even know exactly what else is in the works, but something else that's definitely gonna happen is we're gonna have a new album. We did sign with a new record company like last year, so Napalm Records, and so it would not make any sense to sign with a new record company. Yeah, thank you. And it wouldn't make much sense to make a new record label or record contract without a new record. So definitely that's something that we're going to be working on. So lots of Accept music coming your way.
It's coming.
There you go.
Coming. Good stuff.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Do you have anything that you want to tell your fans, your friends, anybody listening, maybe advice you want to give to people starting out, maybe wanting to do what you guys do?
Wow. How much time do we have?
The best is yet to come.
The best. That's good advice. You only fail if you quit.
There you go. That's amazing. That's awesome.
That's not me. That's my best friend. That's a saying from him. He's got a lot of good quotes, and
that's the next question I was going to say. What would be one of your quotes? What's your favorite quote?
That will be one.
That was Awesome.
Okay, so we are running out of time here. Anything final from you? Anything shout outs you want to give? Plug all your socials. Where can we be found?
Oh, so luckily I have a very unique name. So Martin Motnik. If you Google that, you'll find me basically anywhere. I have almost OnlyFans. No. When
hot damn.
when you need bass on a song, I have a website called studiobassist.com. I record on people from all over the world. That's why I had to laugh, because Jennifer was what Jennifer said was very relatable, because that's what we do. When we're not on tour and not working on our own music, then people send us songs and we play on them. And that's how we make our living. So sometimes, there are things that you do because you're getting paid. You wouldn't necessarily advertise it, but I don't think she gets a lot of shitty things because I also don't. Most songs that I get asked to play on are really, really high quality. And I think it's if somebody approaches Jennifer, it should be somebody who knows what they're doing.
Sure.
At least that's my philosophy. And I was hesitant to contact her, but I know how nice of the person she is, and glad I did.
No, she's fantastic. We love Jennifer.
She is, absolutely.
Yes, there you go.
Again.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for me.
Oh, that's awesome. Martin,
Thank you.
We can't thank you enough for being here.
Yes.
You're so near and dear to us. And we really appreciate the time you took. And it was great hanging out in Toronto. It was great catching up with you. That was certainly a highlight of my day, evening, night, being able to catch up with my friend more than anything. So
that's great. I love Toronto.
1, 2, 3.
I'm there you go.
There we go.
See you soon, I hope.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for coming to Front Row Promotions. My first time meeting
Thank
you and getting to know more about you and ACCECPT. Wonderful seeing you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And keep doing what you're doing. This is really good. I told Kandi that before. Podcast is like the new radio. And you guys spread the love, spread the word, and you help us keep doing what we're doing as well. So thank you.
Exactly. We want everybody to know. Yes, we want everybody to know what we see and what we see that's good in you and everything like that. And you're more than welcome to come back, and you're more than welcome to play your music on our show. We encourage that.
Awesome. So,
yes.
Thank you much. All right.
You're welcome. Great. So Lisa's going to put it. Yes. There we go. Mom, get a shot of this, please. Let's hold this pose for as long as possible. Mom, get a shot of this. That's awesome.
My arm's getting heavy.
Oh my gosh. All right. So Lisa's going to go offline here. Martin, just stay on with us for a quick second if you don't mind.
Okay.
Fans, thank you so much for tuning in. Martin, thank you so much for being here. We love you. We appreciate you.
Front Row Promotions. All right.
Hey.
Woo!